to have you back. So, gentlemen in the studio, another main issue that has been on for a while. I mean, it's an issue that had come up, but had really not chosen to go down. There've been controversies around it, and which is as regards to the telecommunication tariff hike, the 50% increase that was announced by the Nigerian Communication Commission, and we've seen Nigerians kick back, and we've also seen the NLC, come out to speak against it and state that this was a wrong time for it, and it would just, add extra burden on Nigerians. Let me just get your take. I mean, the telecommunication operators had actually come out to explain the reason for the increase, and we also think that over time, they've been a long space of time before they actually got to hike their price again as regards to the previous time they had increased their price. Well, let's look at it. Does their reason justify the hike, and is it the right time for this? And will there ever be a right time for it? Because some Nigerians feel like, okay, this isn't the right time because things are not good now. But will there ever be a right time for a hike in tariff? Let's start with
Well, the telecommunications industry is part of the Nigerian economy. If everybody in the Nigerian economy is affected by price hikes, why not telecommunications? As my son dropped me halfway, when we were coming, I told him my experience yesterday. Where I went to buy coconut, as simple, as easy as coconut is. The average price of coconut now is 1,000 naira. 700 naira, you see very tiny coconut. And he said, but coconut here? I said, yes. But the coconut seller is also in the economy. Everything affects him. So if the coconut he used to sell for 1 naira, 150 naira, 200 naira, he keeps selling that coconut at 150 naira or 200 naira. He will sell all his coconut one day, and tomorrow he will not see coconut to sell. So the electricity, generator, fuel, diesel, everything has gone up, and these are the things they use. So they are also involved in the economy, but must it be 50%? Well, they started with 100%. Government slashed it to 50%, but is 50% okay? Probably it will have come down a little bit because they have high turnover. Everybody uses it, so the profit should not be big profit. If you make just 5 naira for each person a day, you make millions upon millions or billions every day. So it's not like somebody that is selling some small quantity where he needs to make a lot of profit. Their profit should not be there because they declare tons on tons of money, sometimes in trillions, hundreds of billions. So the profit should come down, and the only way the profit can come down is by the tariff hike not being too high. Yes, they're entitled to some hike because they are part of the economy and it's affecting them. But now NLC, I sympathize with NLC. Okay. I sympathize with them, but they've lost faith. At every turn, when they tell people, they psych us up. Oh, we want to strike, People will go and stock their homes with money they don't have, buy food they don't have. Before the 1 hour to the time, they say the strike has been called. So people have lost faith. Now, NLC is calling, they are trying to fight for the people, but the people don't have faith in them. So they say, don't fight for us. Don't fight for us. Even your cars that you fought for, what have you given them? 70,000 minimum wage. Are they paying it? How many people have paid it? And what is 70,000 today in Nigerian economy? So they are telling the NLC, you have more work to do than this tariff hike. Go and face the government. Go and try to ensure that we produce in this country, not people that are trying to make a living or struggling. It's like they are having power over people that are powerless. The people that are powerful, they cannot fight. So NLC, I have sympathy for them all because I always feel sorry for them when people abuse them because they seem to fight for us, but people have lost faith in them.
Starting with the telecom operators, you feel that there are reasons for the hike is justifiable, and is this the right time for this hike at this time?
To me, that hike is not justifiable.
Okay. Why?
So for the economy is smiling, I agree. For now, I noticed that one of the best network is ending and then it goes through and then you call and then you pick up. But now we have seen a lot of discussion about 10 days from today, 10 days past. I have seen a lot of discussion on anything, both on internet and so what am I saying regarding why I say we should not be high because the money, who is supposed to work up, give the money more value? Is it not the government? The reason why they want to hike it is because of the fact that value of that money has declined. Then the government needs to work on that money to get value. That is my own area of concern. The government has been coming to introduce a lot of things that affect Nigeria negatively. They have come up to tell us about band A, band B on the power supply, and that we have seen that even with band A, band B, there are still challenges area. Then many things, the petrol you are talking about, that we are giving us assurance is going to come down. We still buy petrol 950, 1,000 now. So why is government always thinking or seeing things of this nature as an advantage to introduce to Nigerians? I've not seen government coming to say, okay, to me, what I understand by government and the leaders that drive it is the fact that they must be able to think for the people. We have other countries that is operating the same democracy. Why should Nigeria be different? Politicians want to be there, and then not to think for the people, but to think for their pocket. I have not from 1999 that we have had democracy. I have not seen any government of this country to come tell us that okay, we are going to be doing this for Nigeria. This is a new innovation in terms of technology that are bringing. This is a new area of industry that our people will come, millions of Nigerians can get employment through there. No, but introduce something that will further kill the country. The hike is not justified. How much is it? They told us when Pastor approved this network. Let us know that it will come so cheap, everybody will have access and the rest of them. So what is it? What is it that they want to hike for? What is the justification? What is the reason? They say they want to go to 5G. They say they want to upgrade their network. And then economic reality. That's what I first of all said, the value of the money. And it is not the fault of Nigeria. There are those who are driving this economy on behalf of the country. What are they doing to see that the economy of this country makes our naira to be more forgiving? It is not.
So what would you have the telecom operators do?
So what I want them to do is to introduce at least, even if it's going to be, they're going to be high, there should be a little bit of hiking, like a 5 or 10%.
Wow.
Okay. To see that they are private investors who wants to make money. Nobody raises money here or anywhere in order to make money. But when you are bringing it and then you are talking to government, and government should announce 100%. It is something that NLC hit at them, and then NLC came and said they are going to go on site. That's when Dr. Bosso announced a 50%. Why should we be having 100% hike? And then I can assure in the next 3 years, nothing will still change in this country. There will still be people hit at by hiking. Governance to me is not about introducing something that will hit the people. It is to do what will make the people comfortable. And that is the reason why you see that investors are coming, and then they don't have any other choice than to introduce what will kill the people. We have all over the world. We have the middle income earners, we have the middle income earners, and we have the high income. In Nigeria, it is either you are poor or you are rich. You don't have the middle income. So how do you expect low income earners to sustain the data, the analysis they give, and they're going to be increasing to that 50%? How do you expect low income? Are they human beings? Must all hands be equal? Are they not going to plan for the people? These are the issues. Now, if they are going to come up like that, analysts have said that it is too high. I agree. The investors, I agree. They need to pay profit, I agree. But it must be, methodical. And then in the realities of the economy, and the people itself must be put into context, not to come up with 50%, irrespective of whoever it is as affected. But the very aim, the democratic, so-called democracy, 1999 democratic leaders today are telling us, is to say that this phone is coming on board for us, irrespective of your leader, to have access to it. Now, the thing has started to be that it is either you are a big man, you are going to be using phone, or you are a poor man. Now, you are gradually going to the level where data can no longer be used by online. So we need to shout. Now, talk about NLC. NLC, we have seen a lot. In fact, Ghana is that, they know more voice for the people. They do for the people. But the whole thing has been died. If the NLC president called for strike, he has put it into competition. If the time of the hype of when they wanted to go to strike during the power sector pursuit, I followed that story as a journalist. I saw that the president does not have any other choice than to accept the soft pedal, because if he did not, the Senate president that intervened to speak this, everybody has intervened, and that they should rather think of to dialogue rather than go to strike. So if eventually this has been given to the press, and then Nigerians have seen what the politicians have said, and then the NLC president is still keeping to his mind. Don't forget that we have different kind of local sectors there with different kind of language and the rest of them. Now, the NLC president is not from the same place with the president. People will begin to read meaning to it. They will tell you this person is because it's not is from this place, this area, region that he came from. They don't like this person. They don't, they'll begin to read meaning. So he has put a lot of things into consideration, and he does not want. He has the power to give a notice of 21 days. And after 21 days, if the government is not doing what they feel is right, they have to go to go on strike.
But do you think the people still trust the NLC?
Some of us who knows the law, who follows the man, the president, King believes that he's very sensitive and very smart in taking decisions. I know for a person, to say that the NLC president is very, very smart and is very sensitive to the way the Nigerian setting is, and is very careful, so that they will not pick one hole and say this is done in the wrong way, this is right. So yes, the government can be very heavy, then you threaten them with strike, a carrot and stick approach. If he goes there and he sees that okay, they are trying to budge, he will hit at the strike aspect. If you see that okay, they are ready to come to a table with him, he will allow for the table. Then if he sees that they are not ready, he will just go on. We have seen the professor Osedeme, the ASU president, who decided to go through more than 10, 11 months of strike. That is the second highest time a strike will go, ASU will go to strike after Professor Atega. So they had taken decision and they stood by it, and that government must do a particular thing for them, and that they are not going to go on. So we have issues like that, but sensitivity must be put into consideration so that the person who happens to be the president will not be seen in the bad light.
Okay. All right, still coming back to the telecommunication sector. What do you think, now looking at it from a broader view, what do you think are the implications of all of this going on, and how might this affect foreign investment in the telecommunication space?
Well, if we don't allow them to break even, they will go under, and no new investment will come in. because for almost a decade, the telecommunications industry have not hiked their tariffs. You know, when they started, we used to have by minute calls, and it was 15 naira a minute. But when they stabilized it down to about 6 naira, 7 naira a minute, and now with what they are doing, it's going to go for about 9 naira or so a minute. It's because they talk of 50%, it looks like it's something very high. But then, well, if you compare it to when the whole thing started at 15 naira a minute, it's still permissible. But like I said initially, the hike should not be 50%. Could come down to 20, 30%. But analyzing it, I don't know whether it should be possible. Because we look at the reality. If we analyze it, now that government has given them a go ahead and they have even started it, will they come back? It will be difficult. But what they should now do is to improve their services. Drop calls should stop. Hello, hello, hello. 50 something seconds, you have not spoken, you have not heard a word, but they are charging you. That should stop. And there should be areas, like if you are within 30, like in the US, there are areas, if you are 30-mile radius, the call is, if you pay 5 cents, it will be 5 cents, you can talk long. Before they used to have some programs, if you don't have money, in the night, if you have just 100 naira, you can talk you can for as long as you want. They should bring back such things to encourage people. You know, night calls or low tariffs when there's low patronage, like from 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, the tariff goes down. Just things to reduce the cost so that we can bear it. Like he said, like Aria said, not everybody can afford these things. People are already, some people are under the table, and if you push them, they go under. And if they go under, you will not even make money from them anymore. And we all need to communicate, because communication is life. If we don't talk to ourselves, we can't do business. If we don't talk to ourselves, we can't live well. So communication is very essential, and it shouldn't be too expensive.
The implication of this on foreign investment.
Foreign investment is just Nigeria our leaders to work hard to see that our naira, regain its strength, okay, and then that alone will woo in investors. No investor will come to a country where it's not going to make profit. And before you make a government is, a country, an investor come into a country, it will put a lot of things into consideration: the security, the power sector, the communication sector, and then the environment, that is the infrastructure. So all these things, if I begin to analyze them in this country, you agree with me that many of them are in deficiency status. These are the reasons. One of the reasons the embassy would come and then tell us that our top defense staff, will not be given visa, because some of them, they know Nigeria, they have followed our leaders, they know what we have, they know why we are the way we are. Okay, for example, AIDS is coming into the country in Kenya. I saw a young man on Twitter announce that he was happy when he heard that Donald Trump has refused, has declined, in his what's it called, to stop every aid coming to African countries and the rest of them. He said he was happy that even with the AIDS, they have not seen any impact of the AIDS that their environment. So without it, they will still be the way they are. So what are we talking about? The leaders. So if our leaders want a foreign direct investment, they know what to do. They have traveled out of the country. They have seen policies, direction. They have seen origin of policy. They have seen initiative of good policies, and they have seen a lot of them that got to a final destination and is affected positively. Today we can still talk of Obamacare. None of the government, it was this government that is thinking that it's going to remove Obamacare, and the legislators are not in tandem with him. Obamacare, as good as it is affecting the low income earners in the United States. What can our leader tell us that, okay, one of you, this is legacy we have done? For example, we had Jakonde. He had given Lagos low income housing estate. One is in Akwaya. There's no government you go in this Lagos, you will not see low income housing estate. Let Abuari, who is the president, come to tell Nigerians one of what he has done that is a legacy thing that we can be talking about him now that he has left. Let him come and tell us. None. If I begin to mention them now, we will not live here. So foreign direct investment, basically it is built on a standard, that is a country that has all I just identified, that is good infrastructure, good electricity supply, and then communication, sufficient communication, and then leadership, and then what's it called? The currency, the strength of the currency of that country. So these are factors that is narrowed to the table of our leaders that is supposed to. That is why we go there to elect them, with the promise they made, and none of them, as far as I'm concerned to date, I've not seen the one who gave many promises and then fulfilled one of the promises. None, including the one that just left now. We have not seen. The president has given us hope that, okay, there's going to be, one of the things he said in one of his interviews is that he's going to remove estimate in what's it called, in electricity. But till date, there's still estimates here. So we are hoping that before he leaves his 4 years, we will leave. We will not estimate billions will become a thing of the past. We are hoping so. But the fact of the matter is that those 5 factors must be considered for any foreign direct investment to come into the country. The strength of that currency is very, very key for any investor to come and invest his money. Okay. And then security.
All right. So the labor union had actually given the telecommunication operators and the NCC, till the end of February to,
Before that, the labor hold on. Before that, labor just bring out the press release about 4 days ago that Nigerians should boycott. I saw it and I laughed.
Yes,
so when you say they should boycott, like the analysts have said, everybody needs communication. That approach to me, an editor just told me,
how do business people boycott?
This cannot come to fruition. No, this press release is just trying to create another awareness where they will begin to insult them and then give them negative word. Why would you ask people who are already used to communication? Many people they use communication as alternative to movement. Do you agree? Some want to go to Sokoto now or Ibadan, but they feel that instead of going there, they should be called and accept that it is very important. They will go there. If it's not, they will evaluate after communication and say, okay, instead of me going there, why not do this? You agree I should do this, through that. So that can be done with immediate feedback. Not that you allow. So many, it helps in travel time. You know what I mean by travel time? So there's an advantage to communication that a lot of people can take advantage of. But the government and the private sector holders of this company must be able to look inward and see how the money can be increased over time, and with a minimum approach to it in the way analyst said. So he is even proposing 30 and 20%, but me, I'm proposing a 5 and 10%.
Nice.
Then when you do 10%, then maybe after 6 or 1 year, you look at it, you do evaluation of how it is, and then you add another 10%. Then you help, but I'm not Avomikiti, not where the level of statistics of those that are poor are higher than those that are rich. That's reality. If you do the population analysis of this country, the larger proportional of those that are poor are higher than those that are rich.
Okay.
So every consideration that must be planned, that must be put into it as a factor and very key ingredient.
Okay. All right. So while we wrap up, And Joseph, what are your last words? And like I was saying earlier, the NLC had given you this a little February and had also threatened that, if nothing is being on a strike, action will be taken, and all of that. Do you really see this hike, being reversed at any point?
I doubt it.
You doubt so.
I see this is not the first time they threatened to strike. Since this regime started, at least since May 2023, how many threats have they made about striking? And how many have they carried out? They've not carried out any. They always strike, they always threaten. Last minute, I think last month they even threatened, and even the Nigerian Union of Journalists wrote that they were going to go on. Last minute, just a few hours to the strike, they called it off. So it's like they're stuck in trade now to threaten.
Did you follow the press release?
I followed it. I read it. I read their secretary.
You saw their justification. Was it what the wire?
Well, the truth is that I said I have sympathy for them. I have sympathy for them because the truth is that they are fighting for Nigerians, but they've done it in such a way that Nigerians don't believe that they are fighting for them anymore. I just believe that they use it for other purposes, which you can't mention. So, well, I sympathize with them, but I don't think any strike will take place.
Okay. All right. So sadly, our time is up. But thank you so much, Analyst Joseph Amoru, who is a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you so much, Mr. Olusegun, editor of an Express News.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you so much to our amazing viewers as well. I'm sure you did enjoy today's episode of Editors Forum, and I'm sure you, of course, also learned a thing or two. My name is Nenwarangi Mazaka. If you did enjoy today's episode, do it on same time, same station here in Ghana TV for more interesting discussions as these every Saturday. This is Editors Forum, and this is me saying goodbye to you for now.